Welcome to Utah, a state that often looks like another planet, full of off-the-beaten-path adventures where you might not see another person all day long. I'm Kristen, and I've been traveling the world mostly alone for the better part of the last 9 years, and this is my 4th trip back to Utah, and this time I want to find all the off-the-beaten-path gems that aren't on most Utah itineraries. I'm traveling with my truck where I'll be camping the entire time, with my fingers crossed that the monsoons don't wash me out.
Feels stupid, really stupid, and someone watching this is like, she's so stupid, but I think I'm gonna stay.
My journey began driving 6 hours from Reno to the Bonneville Salt Flats, then looking for a place to sleep for the night.
Headed down a side road now in the Rishal Peak area, which is like right nearby. Back on in, so my sleeping area is not facing the road. Backing's always interesting in this car because it has such big blind spots. I actually think I got that pretty level. Most important thing by far is retaining these somewhere where I can't lock myself out, because this car is not one of those that's idiot proof, and I haven't been an idiot yet, but it's just a matter of time, let's be honest.
I didn't escape the wildfire smoke like I'd hoped, but then things cleared up the next morning.
Probably wondering if I'm gonna try it. Did try the salt in the Badwater Basin. It tasted like Himalayan pink salt. Ooh, more like table salt. Is there such thing as a salt sommelier? Nobody looks at you weird if you charge stuff at Starbucks.
My afternoon took me to a national forest east of Provo that held a big, exciting surprise for the following morning.
Oh, there's fish in here. I don't know if you can see it. They're the same color as the water. Now they're shy. I had a really bad experience camping next to a river once in Tanzania.
Okay, that was entirely insane. A flood was coming and I was about to become part of it, and then the guard came and let me know it was coming.
That's all there is on this drive, so I'm taking it. Okay, I'm digging this camping spot more and more. It's cherry time. I feel like the first time I came to Utah, I discovered free camping for the first time, and I just free camped absolutely everywhere I possibly could, and I thought it was the neatest thing ever. Then I started telling people about it, and people get really worried when you tell them you do stuff like this, like you would be outside alone. It really freaks some people out. They're like, aren't you scared? This could happen. You're so brave. And people ask things like, aren't you worried? And I'm like, I wasn't, but now. You feel like people really start to push their fear on you when you tell them you do things alone. Oh no, it felt like the most natural thing to me though. Kind of like what humans used to do. We used to live outside. I feel comfortable outside. I think it's nice to be alone. I worry now than I ever did before because of letting other people get to me. I should work on that. Not bad. Morning. Look at this water.
As tranquil as this looks, I wasn't actually alone the whole time. I did indeed find the nudists, and it was almost comical at this part how much I perfectly blocked the dude like in Austin Powers. That said, they were super nice, and the girl kept hyping me up while I was taking video, so what more can you really ask for? So amazingly relaxed. I got ice. I went into the gas station and filled up this with ice, so I have that too. Got some coffee, and like those mineral hot springs were just wonderful. The limiting factor for me always is that I forget that primitive hot springs are usually really rocky on the bottom, and it hurts my butt so much. So today and yesterday I mostly have passed the afternoon at coffee shops because it's hot and it's a shady place for me to like get internet, make plans, and just have somewhere to be. Wow, I parked like an idiot. So the way things are gonna work out for tonight, I'm gonna get to the campsite or the National Forest site that I've picked out on Google Maps after dark, and I don't wanna be like cooking at that point, but nothing I'm making today actually requires flame. I'm gonna be making wraps, so I can just put those in the cooler when I'm done and then have them tonight when I'm done with my special exciting thing that I'm so looking forward to doing next. Okay, I'm at the Mystic Hot Springs now, and there's a shower. I might have to utilize that. In contrast to the primitive spring from the morning, Mystic is a paid soak for $25 for 2 hours.
Oh, that's cute.
How hot do you think it is? It's like boiling water. Really?
There were several bathtubs and pools that ranged from pleasant to scalding. I highly recommend you go for the sunset hours. I think were it not for the Thai basil, this would be weird, but it's going down. I have an hour drive ahead of me. I hope it's not a horrible idea in the dark, but that's where my campsite is, or what I think will be my campsite. Oh God, it's really dark. Let's go. I did in fact pass 5 deer and 1 bunny, so I was driving really slow. I'm in what seems like the most beautiful aspen forest right now. I'm really excited that it's this beautiful. Time to sleep.
I slept until 9:45 and I am pleased about that.
Much colder than I bargained for. I thought it would be hot in Utah because it's July, but I'm at over 9,000 feet here in this national forest, and I am looking at, I think, what I came here for right now. So nice. I'm forest bathing.
So Pando, why am I so excited about Pando? Well, as far as we know, this is the largest organism by mass on Earth. It's this aspen grove, and the really cool thing is in the fall, that means that all of the trees change leaves at the same time.
Pando covers 106 acres, weighs an estimated 13 million pounds, and has 47,000 tree trunks connected by the same contiguous underground root system. But as I flew over, I noticed it wasn't looking so great in parts, and I learned that it's sadly dying due to too much vegetation eaters and not enough large predators. A fence surrounds part of the Pando now, and I hope he survives for a few thousand years more.
I know that the largest, just by area, is a fungus in Oregon, but isn't it incredible that the largest living organism by mass is here in Utah, and it's a tree? The oldest living organism on Earth is the bristlecone pine, which you can find in Nevada and California. The largest is the sequoia, and the tallest is the coastal redwood. Oh, and I almost forgot, the largest pine cone is from the sugar cone pine. I learned that 2 weeks ago in Lassen. It's just incredible that we have all that on the West Coast.
Spending time with Pando was so humbling and beautiful, but as a storm moved in, I found myself wanting clearer skies, so I headed east to Capitol Reef National Park.
Okay, I am now at the goosenecks overlook. Behind me it looks like the weather I left behind, but to the other direction it looks absolutely stunning. So fingers crossed. Okay, curveball. I just stopped by the Capitol Reef National Park Visitor Center, and the road that I was going to take to get to the Bentonite Hills is impassable right now. My friend Kristen and I took it a few years ago when we went to see the Temple of the Sun and the Moon, and it's okay because that is a place I've already been before, but I do really want to see an area that I found outside of Hanksville that really looks Martian, and it's entirely possible that that's impassable too right now, or that there's a flash flood danger. So I'm just gonna head in that direction and hope for the best, but if not, I'll make a change of plans. Such is life. People at the Capitol Reef telling me not to drive down any dirt roads is in the back of my head right now, because this would be totally impassable if it pours. Well, I'm 99% sure this is the spot, but we can only know from the air. This feels stupid, really stupid, and someone watching this is like, she's so stupid, but I think I'm gonna stay.
With the news that any dirt road could be treacherous and feeling like my camping spot was probably stupid, I barely slept all night. But you know what? The drone the next morning was awe-inspiring.
Frankly, I feel disgusting. I was like sweating all night and didn't really sleep because like who camps in a low area during the monsoon season? Me, I'm an idiot. But all's well that ends well, right? And these look way bluer in the early morning before the sun's up, so that was cool to see. But I think I need a little break from this guy for a bit. So bad, it's almost impressive. They'll just take pity on me and let me check in early, or just be like, we need to get this stinky girl out of the lobby.
Turn left onto South Main Street.
But I booked a place to stay tonight just to get out of the heat, and I think I'm gonna be very glad for that. I checked in an hour early. I'm gonna shower. So necessary. Well, I am clean, and that feels so good. I'm getting ready to head out now. I have kind of a fun surprise. I asked a month ago on my Instagram stories who wanted to come meet up with me in Moab for a surprise, and Laura is the lucky winner, so let's go surprise her. Here we are. I'm so excited! Me too. The weather
Look, it's Jack Skellington. Sandy Claus. Check it out. There's nobody here. Yeah. Oh, nice.
I love this tree.
Action shot.
I cannot be the only one who comes here and thinks that.
There's just penises everywhere.
A penis. You said a sea of penises earlier. Could not be more accurate.
What does that look like? It's impressive, like you said, but you do have to manage expectations. I think if you know it's going to be full of people, it's fine. Yeah. Appreciate it for what it is. Yeah, it's really beautiful though. It's super impressive. I can see why there are a bunch of people.
It's 11 p.m. Neither Laura nor I have slept much at all in the last few days. Nope. But the sky looks like it might be clear, so we're gonna drive 30 minutes hike in the dark and hope that the stars are out. Oh, and then sleep in tomorrow.
And sleep in tomorrow.
Yes.
Good.
Just another sunny day in Southern California. It's where the people came to play. Don't let them transform you. Oh, come and see what you've been missing.
Well, hello from Nevada. My last night camping, coming to the end of my road trip. If you want to see my camping setup, watch that video next. And I hope that you find other videos on this channel that you like, that are like this one. I do this kind of stuff all the time. Hope to encourage you to do the same. But I love Utah. I love Nevada too. And I'm just so glad to be spending one last night in beautiful nature. Make sure you subscribe. See you soon.